I woke up and dropped straight out of bed onto the floorboards to do my push-ups. I do 20 first thing every morning. Only did 17 that day, though, not wanting to wear myself out before the tournament. Glim's bed is by the window, and she was kneeling on her pillow, drawing pictures in the mist on the glass. She's not much of an artist, if I'm honest. But she tells us all crackerjack stories each night, pressing her nose against the glass as she speaks. She likes to watch the goings-on in the town square. The twins, Eli and Taya, were reading newspapers under the covers. They always do that. They're big for 10, Eli and Taya, so each morning it's like a pair of boulders have got a hold of a paper each and climbed under the blankets to read. I won't describe what the other kids were doing, as that would take too long. Also, I don't remember. 3 beds were empty, I know that. Amy, Connor and Bing had all been taken. Back then, we didn't know who or what had taken them. Jaskafar would have been on top of the wardrobe, because that's where he always ends up. He climbs there in his sleep. It took Lily Daisy about 6 months to stop screaming about this. "A rat! A rat on the wardrobe!" she shrieked the first time she saw him there. "I am not a rat," Jaskafar replied, waking up. "I am a 5-year-old boy." And he bumped his head on the ceiling and realised where he was. "A 5-year-old boy on a wardrobe." He was that surprised. Everybody scolded Lily Daisy for calling Jaskafar a rat. "Jaskafar looks nothing like a rat," we shouted. Still. "Have a gander at his teeth," Daffo observed. "They stick out a bit." Then everybody shouted at Daffo to shut his trap, but he did have a point. "They stick out in a cute little boy way," Glim said, "not a rat way. Also, he doesn't have a tail. We'd have noticed if he did." Glim also had a point. Lily Daisy had pulled Jaskafar down from the wardrobe and apologised for calling him a rat. It was just she could only see his hair at first, she explained. That's where the mistake had come in. Then she sat on a bed, Jaskafar on her lap, and made up a song. "Not a rat, but a dear little boy, oh drat, that I called you a rat. Oh, how foolish I can be when I've not had my morning tea." "And when you've had your morning tea," I interrupted. And now I had a point. Lily Daisy can be foolish any time of the day. She raised an eyebrow at me and carried on singing. "Oh, drat, you're not a rat. If you were, I'd get a cat to eat you." Jaskafar had been very cheerful and said, "It's okay. You can call me a rat if you like." But we all bellowed, "No!" except Daffo, who said, "Thanks, I'll do that." Lily Daisy sang more loudly, and then it was time for breakfast. But the next day, Jaskafar was on the wardrobe again, and Lily Daisy came in and screamed, "A rat!" Anyway, she got used to Jaskafar being on the wardrobe in the end. On the morning of the Spindrift Tournament, everyone was trying to brush Jaskafar's hair at the breakfast table. Lily Daisy was dabbing his face with a washer. Avril was brushing dried mud from his shoes. Jaskafar himself wore a thoughtful expression on his face. "What if I accidentally eat the flowers?" he asked. He had a special job that day, you see. The Queen and the Prince were coming along to the Spindrift Tournament as part of their tour of the kingdom, and Jaskafar was the child chosen to give the Queen a bunch of flowers. Queens always need bunches of flowers. I don't know why. I think they have a special interest in them. "What if I accidentally eat the flowers?" Jaskafar repeated, "before I give them to her." We asked if he was in the habit of eating flowers, and he said no, he'd never done it before. "Well then," we said, "it probably wouldn't happen today." Glim suggested he eat extra toast so as not to have an appetite for flowers.